Hey, what's up, my little tattletales? How y'all doing today? Well, baby, if you are Bianca Surser, you're coming out and standing up for your man, and you're letting Kimmy Cakes know, not today, mama. I already let you go with saying you're trying to meet with me. I already let you make a few little slick little comments, but baby, when it comes to Kanye, I'm standing 10 toes down. Y'all, what am I talking about? Bianca has actually come out and issued a statement against Kim. Bianca Sensori believes, that Kim Kardashian, Kanye's ex-wife, has gone too far. Y'all, let's get into this. Now, honestly, what's Bianca mad about? Basically, Kim was trying to call Kanye broke on the last episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. And she said, one thing for certain, I'm going to be dressed in some legs pantyhose. Two things for sure, you ain't speaking on the man I love. Y'all, this is actually kind of cute, if not funny, because at the end of the day, as much as Kim is like, oh my God, I only want the best for Kanye, baby, you don't wish him well. And here's the thing, maybe you have a reason to not wish him well. But guess what? Bianca said, just like we do, Kim, cut the cap. Stop playing in my face. Let's get into this. Not only that, Bianca said, baby, you're the one creating a security issue and you're creating an unsafe environment for your kids. Do I need to come and teach you how to be a mother since you're obviously too busy and stressed out? If Bianca knew what we knew, baby, you should have sent this as a text message to the nannies. Kim is out there taking over the world. Anyway, they said Bianca believes that Kim, all right, Kim of all people, she believes that Kim is putting the kids in jeopardy. Let it not be said that Bianca is not dramatic. That's right. She believes that Kim is actually putting those kids in jeopardy. Now, how is this jeopardy coming? I'll tell you. She's claiming that Kim is putting their kids, Bianca called those kids theirs, yours, mine, as his. You know, Kim is mad, in jeopardy by claiming Kanye is living in an apartment without security, as insiders insist the newlyweds do have protection. Now, listen, I thought this was, before we get into this, I thought this was obvious to everybody because every single time we see Kanye with North or any of the kids, there's security around, even in the photo things. I thought that Kim was throwing shade at Kanye, trying to call him a broke joke, making it seem like he is just this washed up figure without a penny to his pocket, resorting to living in a small one-bedroom apartment, eating oodles and noodles with their daddy. And I remember thinking, Kim, cut the cap. Kanye pays you $200K a month in child support. He's not a billionaire, but he's still worth $400 million. This apartment that he lives in is actually like a whole penthouse. All right. It is a condo and it is the whole penthouse. What's more, they've moved out of that penthouse. It's still a spot they have, and they actually have a home, but the location is undisclosed. The kids know where the home is. Anyway, right? On top of it, it is a little dangerous to make people think that an actual person is walking around with their children with no security at all in the house. The funny thing is, when Kim was trying to throw shade, the way I took it, and you guys, to keep it with the Kardashian recap, is up. Make sure you go check it out. You don't gotta watch the show. I make it amusing. And if you like long form content with a lot of detail, you'll really, really like my recaps. Go check it out. It's a whole playlist, okay? Anyway, they said Bianca has accused her husband, Kanye West's ex-wife, of putting their children's safety in jeopardy after she claimed he was living in an apartment without security. Kim, they're saying, who has 4 children, divulged details about his apparent living situation on an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, in which she said he also doesn't employ a chef or a nanny, opting instead for a simpler life after moving out of the $60 million Calabasas compound they used to share. But now, sources close to Bianca have refuted her comments, claiming they do in fact have security and they don't live in an apartment. Kim don't know what's going on in Kanye's life, but she is happy to shade him. It is security, but again, I don't care if Kim shades Kanye, because at the end of the day, you were married to that mofo, not me. You know him better than me. Maybe you do have reason to can't stand his guts. The issue I always have with Kim is, will you stop playing Princess I only want joy in the world, Pollyanna? You can't stand the mofo. You take sides. You want people to think he's a broke joke. As a matter of fact, when he lost everything, You were up there linking up with all his enemies. Puffy, for one, laughing in his face and making jokes about how you leveled up and you're in bigger rooms. That's all I'm saying. Again, 'tis your right, but please stop throwing rocks and hiding your hands. Anyway, they said Bianca, who married Kanye last December, was said to be infuriated by Kim's negative portrayal of her husband and wants Kim to step back and mind her own business. Bianca said, "Don't worry about me, mind your business." And you know what? Would she be wrong? Honestly, would she be wrong? The thing is, whatever you think about Kanye's relationship with Bianca, Kim does need to shut her mouth about what goes on in the household. If you can say those are Kim's kids, she has the right to speak about it, but you know how it is when you speak on things, people speak back. We already saw what happened when Kim and Khloe tried to rehab Tristan's image and make him into the best father in the world, right? And then Jordan's sister came out and said he a deadbeat, he a bum, and he owe us about $250,000, and he's not paying Prince his private school tuition. So again, no. Anyway, they said Bianca thinks it's quite tacky of Kim to divulge this information on her show. And by doing so, she was actually putting her own kids' safety in jeopardy. The public doesn't need to know that their kids would be without protection at any time. This is true. Again, Kim was delighting in making Kanye look like a broke joke. And yes, he is paying the $200K child support, for those of you guys wondering. How do I know? Okay, I don't know for certain. I do know that if he wasn't, Kim will be moaning about how she's a single mom and paying for everything. But then again, does it really matter? Because you have Tristan being best uncle and daddy uncle in the world. Tell Tristan to pay for Kanye's kids. He paying for everybody else's but his own. And from what Jordan's sister's saying, there's $250,000 in the bank. So, I mean, would it really hurt? Anyway, right? And they said she just wants Kim to stop talking about her husband, Kanye, in a negative light to try and make herself look better. Baby, it's going to take a little bit more than Kim throwing jabs at Kanye to make herself look better, but you never know. They said Kim's public admission came as she discussed at her 10-year-old daughter North's desire to live with her daddy during the season 4 hit on the hit show. It is not a hit show because Hulu hasn't even renewed for future seasons. All they did was take the current seasons and stress them out. And there's no, then again, maybe it will be renewed. They said, so Kim was like, North is like her dad. She'll go to her dad's and be like, Dad is the best. Okay. Dad doesn't have any security. But the thing is, I think what Kim is missing, which she always missed, if North was trying to like actually say that Dad actually spends time with me one-on-one. When I'm over with Dad, he doesn't give me to the security person to drive me around, right? They follow in a car, but Daddy's the one driving me around. They don't give me to the nannies. The chef isn't making dinner. And listen, it's a lot of kids that would love a private chef to cook them dinner. But again, I don't understand how that was a drag. Kanye and Bianca moved into a $20,000 per month West Hollywood apartment in December. Was it the Ari area or whatever? When renovations began on his $57 million, 4,000 square foot Malibu beachfront house. Again, the fact she was trying to make it seem like he was living in a studio with all his kids over when he was paying $20,000 per month. I think this place probably had like 5 bedrooms and it was panoramic views of the LA skyline. If you can say LA has a skyline. Anyway, they're saying the newlyweds stayed there without the help of extra staff and security for 6 months until June, when they employed protection ahead of embarking the trips to Japan and Europe. That is not true. They had, first of all, the place actually has security. Second of all, Kanye didn't have security living with them, but when he was out and about with his family, he had security. This is what my sources are telling me. According to a separate source, Kanye is keen for his children to live a simpler life and not to be spoiled by the trappings of the luxury upbringing. They said Kanye loves his kids and wants the best for them and wants them to certainly enjoy what they are provided from their parents' success, but he also wants them to live a simpler life and appreciate what they can work hard for. Kanye doesn't want his kids to be jaded and spoiled. He wants them to know they can do anything, but it just takes a little more hard work to achieve that. How is this a bad thing? On top of that, Kim doesn't even understand this minimalist aesthetic that she's adopted. She doesn't even understand how that works in the real world. The whole point of minimalism is to say you don't need things, objects, status to be happy. How did you take minimalism and then you're bragging about how much you spent on the bare minimum? Anyway, it's like she just doesn't get it. Anyway, right? Let's see. Construction of Kanye's $60 million mansion has halted after he dissolved his construction company, which was handling the project, because he hit financial problems. Okay, he is literally working. Here's the thing I want to say, right? Kanye is working nonstop to get his album launched. We know whenever he goes into work mode, whatever it is, whether it's constructing a property, making a family, making an album, he gets like almost obsessive nature over it. We do know that Kanye is literally focusing on finishing that album, and he's on the United Arab Emirates. Why would constructing a house that can be constructed at any time be on the forefront of his mind? You know he wants to be very, very involved in the process. See, Kim can do a million things because at the end of the day, she's just slapping her name on it. She's not really a creative force, which is fine, right? Lots of people get the art. That's nothing wrong with that. But it's weird to hold somebody to the same standard when the way they create and build are completely different. When his life slows down, he'll focus on finishing that house. But why is everybody so pressed about whether he finishes the Malibu beachfront house or not? Kim ain't doing that, and her Malibu beach house ain't done, right? And the zoning is still getting approved. So what? Like, okay. Anyway, Bianca is sick of it. She wants Kim to shut her mouth, but it's not going to happen because just like, and this is the thing, just like whoever Kim dates is always, at least, I don't know what the status is now, but back then was always going to have Kanye in their business. Baby, Kim is always going to be in your business because at the end of the day, she is mad. And at the end of the day, she will do anything she can to chase anybody away that will take away from her legacy. At the end of the day, Kim is proud to have Kanye West's only children, and that's the way she wants to keep it. Bianca is young. She is of childbearing age. If they do stay together, and we don't see any reason why they wouldn't, they will be having some children. And I think, in my opinion, that's Kim's worst nightmare. But again, this is my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments. It is interesting to know that for whatever reason, I think Bianca's right on this. You're sitting there trying to shade Kanye and do all this and that. Maybe she is defending, but at the end of the day, you're putting your own kids in harm's way. Like, stop the cap. Seriously, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to you later. Bye.